Hi there. My name's Charles Levkoe. I'm a Canada Research Chair in Sustainable Food Systems and an Associate Professor at Lakehead University. And I'm here to open our session speaking about the Lake Superior Living Labs Network. So I want to just begin with a brief overview, and then I'm going to introduce some of our partners who are going to talk a bit about what this Lake Superior Living Lab Network looks like in their community. So I want to begin by just saying that the Lake Superior Living Labs Network really evolved from two key observations a number of us were having. And that was that the ecological impacts of humans on the earth are some of the most pressing concerns of our generation. And that these issues don't affect us all in the same way, but are really impacted by the inequalities and inequities underlying society. The second major observation was that while there have been many efforts to address these challenges, existing solutions tend to work in disciplinary silos and sectors that are quite isolated and limit our ability to really impact some of the broader structures and causes. So we established the Lake Superior Living Labs Network really to strengthen existing efforts, and to establish new sustainability related initiatives to advance regenerative social ecological systems, and to try to serve as a platform to connect people and organizations and to develop new partnerships and collectives initiatives across the Lake Superior watershed. So I'm just going to share one slide briefly here, so a picture so folks can see more. This is our image of the Lake Superior Living Labs Network, which today is working with new and existing academic and community partners to increase the impact of sustainability related teaching, research, and action with a focus on issues at the nexus of food, water and land, climate, energy, and individual and community well-being. And we currently have hubs in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Duluth, in Duluth across the border in the US, in Minnesota. We also work with dozens of community-based organizations and Indigenous communities. And we chose this approach of the living laboratory, which is really meant to be people-centered and place-based and aims to integrate models of sustainability through interdisciplinary, place-based experiential learning and action in the built and natural environments. So while many post-secondary institutions and community-based organizations in the Lake Superior watershed are already engaging in a range of sustainability-related projects, we believe that greater collaborations will lead to more systematic and impacting solutions by sharing best practices and establishing opportunities for synergy. So I'm now going to introduce one at a time each of our different partners in the different hubs I mentioned, and they're going to say just a little bit about the Lake Superior Living Lab and their community. I'm going to begin with Dr. Lindsay Galway, who's a Canada Research Chair in Social and Ecological Health, and also an Associate Professor of Health Sciences at Lakehead University. So Lindsay.
Thank you, Charles. So I'm joining today from Thunder Bay, traditional territory of Fort William First Nation peoples. And what I wanted to do today is just emphasize one of the core features of Living Labs and Living Labs approach is this idea of co-creation, of co-creating innovative solutions to sustainability challenges. So what I thought I would share in this short amount of time that we have today is sharing one project that we've completed in our hub, one project that is underway, and one that we're looking forward to in the near future. So the first project that we've completed recently is called the Lakehead Rain Garden Demonstration and Engagement Site. So this is a rain garden that we co-created on campus that is of course serving the purpose of a rain garden, but it is also a demonstration site for what a residential rain garden might look like, and situated really right in the heart of campus, using native plants as well, and demonstrating to students and other folks on the university campus what a rain garden could look like and the purpose and the function that rain gardens serve. So we co-created this rain garden working with students, with faculty, with staff, and also with two community organizations that are members of our hub. And this is also now part of a sustainability tour that we do on campus, so that it's one of the stops on the tour, so that when people go on the tour, they get to stop and see the rain garden. So the second project that I wanted to share, which is the project underway, which is our Sustainability Stories video series. So this we've been doing during COVID times, and we thought this would be a great way to profile, to share, and to learn more about sustainability related teaching, action, and research that our members are engaged in here in Thunder Bay. And so what this is really is a series of digital stories about sustainability work unfolding currently in our community. And I should say that we think these will be available soon on our website. So if folks go and check out our website within the next month or so, you'll see a series of 7 or so digital stories as part of our digital storytelling series. And I wanted to share also about this project. One of the key things about it has been the importance of doing this in ways that support and build relationships among our team and with our community partners as well. And so the last project that I wanted to speak to, which is looking forward to one of the projects that we hope to do in the near future and that we're currently seeking funds for, is what we're calling the Lake Superior Climate Action Field School. And so our vision and our idea here is to bring together future climate action leaders in the community and to engage in place-based, place-relevant, and place-engaged teaching and learning around climate action, including field sites, including workshops, and including learning from leaders in the field across the Lake Superior watershed. So I'll leave it there today and pass on to one of my colleagues. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. Next, I want to introduce Naren Cameron, who's an associate professor of geography at Algoma University in Sault Ste. Marie. Naren.
Greetings, everyone. So I'm speaking from the meeting place, Sault Ste. Marie, which is right in the center of the Great Lakes. And I would like to acknowledge all our partners. So this is a wonderful project because we're able to incorporate academia as well as our community partners. So here in Sault Ste. Marie and the Algoma Hub, we have the Rural Agri Innovation Network, we have the Food Bank Farm, and we also have Harvest Algoma. So our focus here is on northern food security, poverty reduction, as well as local and regional agriculture. And also one of our important partners at Algoma University is Elizabeth Edgar Webbekamikad, and she's the director of the Shingwauk Residential School Center. So I'd like to acknowledge that our university is formerly a residential school, and it's definitely plays a part in everything that we're doing at our hub. So we have various hub projects. The one I'd like to focus on is our People's Garden, but we have other projects, including a growth facility and a shipping container that our partner, the Food Bank Farm's been working on. And this is responding to northern food security. We have also, our partner is Laura Wiper, and she's working on Slow Food Arc of Taste project. And as I said, I just like to talk for a minute about the People's Garden. So this is a community garden on campus, and it's a wonderful place where a lot of us can meet together, faculty, staff, students, as well as community members. And we were actually able to keep this garden going, also thanks to the network that we're part of now. And what we're trying to do now is look for a new location for the garden, and we're actually experimenting with winter gardening. So that's something new for us. So a lot of this is just building relationships. We have a big connection to the land, teaching outdoors. We're wanting to showcase many models of faculty research and highlight different growing methods leading into the northern food security themes. So it's really exciting, and it's wonderful to be part of this network and integrating with our partners across around Lake Superior.
Thanks very much, Naren. And next, I want to keep moving around the lake. We're going to go to Randy Hanson, who's the co-director of the Eco-Entrepreneurship program at Lake Superior Community College in Duluth, Minnesota, who is about to unmute himself.
Thank you, Charles, and thank you for this opportunity to share how we at Lake Superior College have been participating in the Living Labs network. I've long worked in the realm of local and regional food systems, and in my work, I partner with a lot of the organizations in our region that are working in this, including the Lake Superior Sustainable Farming Association, Duluth Young Farmers Coalition, and the American Indian Community Housing Authority, and several other organizations that are working on regenerative food and agricultural systems in our region. And the challenge, of course, is that as academic institutions that are built for stability and self-reproduction, how do we leverage them to participate in the more rapid transition of our society towards regenerative infrastructures that more elegantly dovetail with the way that the planet creates and maintains the condition for life? And what we are doing here at Lake Superior College in collaboration with many partners is we launched 2 years ago the Eco-Entrepreneurship program, which brings together science, applied science, business, and social analysis to work with students in launching small-scale businesses. We've also launched the LSC Living Laboratory, which is a 2-acre farm on campus that serves as an outdoor classroom, a community field school, and an institutional lever for community change. This living lab features many regenerative methodologies in practice for food and agricultural systems, including hydroponics, organic systems, raised beds, biointensive agriculture, food forestry, and so forth, and really is practicing the act of regeneration in taking over an area called the spoil site on campus and revivifying it for food production, community engagement, and so forth. We've also launched a student eco-enterprise called LSC Farms that works with the students from seed to sale to grow, process, and market the food in our region and really gain experiential insight that dovetails with their more theoretical classroom learning about how this can work and learn by regenerating itself. And so we have worked carefully, again, with our community partners to both learn from, integrate our students into their work and perspectives, and make sure we're serving the needs that they perceive, that our community perceives, and really, again, work on being conscious with our students on how we must leverage our institutions to create regenerative social ecological change. And we've also launched on-site farmers markets, mycological society, and other activities that collectively, again, bring students into the heart of our community's needs and work, and really participate in the broader aspect of learning how to live better, more equitably, and more regeneratively along the shores of Lake Superior. And we feel really lucky to be connected with our partners in Canada and elsewhere as we share and learn from each other. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Randy. And finally, Kathryn Milun, who's Associate Professor of Legal Anthropology at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Who is also about to unmute herself.
Sorry. Thank you, everyone. So this is a great collaboration. I'm going to talk about 3 living labs that our university is part of that are connected, and we hope in several ways then to iterate around the lake as we work together. So these 3 living labs are living labs for climate energy justice. The first one is the Solar Commons project. The Solar Commons is a way to create more equity around solar the energy transition inevitable in the 21st century. And this is a great example of our network at work, because Nairn in Sault Ste. Marie Sault Ste. Marie is the headquarters of a solar manufacturer who has a solar manufacturing plant here in Minnesota, the only one in Minnesota. And thanks to Nairn, we created a connection with the CEO. And now we have a solar commons up in Virginia on the Iron Range that is in the process of happening. And that this means that we're going to have hopefully soon a donation for 500 kilowatt solar system that will be placed on that solar manufacturing company, their own panels they're giving to us for cost, and then they will take all the savings for 20 years and pass that along to a solar commons trust. That's a community trust that the beneficiaries of which are the Bois Forte Food Sovereignty Group and another group in Virginia on the Iron Range, all of which are working on the building a sustainable and indigenized food system up in that region. We have a donation of a small a cafe on Main Street in the small town that can be the community kitchen site. We are really excited about this. Is the Solar Commons project for really taking the commonwealth of the sunshine into a equitable, well-distributed sharing of that wealth. So gathering and sharing the commonwealth. So my students work on that. We have researchers from across the university, engineering and elsewhere, who are also working on the project. Another living lab we have is that is making the children the messengers of this. And so there we have created a games with students in the art department in collaboration with another university. And we have created a tile game that shows nature commenting, how mutualism of nature works, and then how the mutualism of solar can work. That tile game is in the elementaries for 5th graders. We are testing it there. My students work on the cards that show relationships. Kid gets a card, your shower was too long, it was extra long this morning, give back 2 water tiles. So there's a constant working of this, some of the dynamics we teach in our classroom into children's framework. Finally, the power dialogue. The power dialogue is a way in which in my energy class, my students do local research on our local energy system, and then instead of writing a paper, they present their findings as a civic theater for our community. And so we invite actors and others, and we talk about the policy things, but then the actors take over and act out through comedy and other things and help us translate energy transition policy and on the ground things into laughter, joy, and tears, because it's pretty sad how hard it is to transition here. So that said, I want to thank all my colleagues here, because this translating work into the Living Labs framework so that we can better share it has been a very rewarding experience for researchers and teachers here.
Great, thanks, Kathryn. We only have about 3 minutes left, so I just want to ask everyone a question, and if you can answer this question in like a word or even like 10 seconds, that would be great. And that is, if you could describe a key value for your research, teaching, and community action that the Lake Superior Living Lab Network brings to your work. So I'll start by asking that question to Lindsay.
So I'm going to share something which I think what we're doing is innovative and interesting and will be of interest to folks listening to us, which is one of the things we're trying to do is work at nested scales, which is really challenging, but I think really a great value, working within campuses, within our community, and within the watershed. So I see among many other values, but that's the one I wanted to point out because I think it really is challenging, necessary, and innovative. Thanks.
Thanks. And Naren, how about you? Do you have a value you can share that the Lake Superior Living Labs Network brings to your work?
The main word that comes to me is relationships. So maintaining existing relationships and deepening those, as well as initiating new relationships in our bioregion.
Great, thanks, Darren. And I just want to ask either Randy or Kathryn if you have a value you want to share.
I'll just say hybridity, trying to break down these barriers between professional and otherwise, between communities and between various forms of practice.
Thanks, that's great.
I would add to that barriers that the bottom-up approach of community engagement here that we as researchers and teachers have, that the Living Lab structure gives us a lot of insight into how to do that. And yeah, and we talk about that, so.
Great, thanks to everyone. And I just want to finish by saying again, thank you. We're really excited to talk more about this with everyone at the conference, to answer any questions. I'm just putting the slide up. Our website, livinglabsnetwork.org is there, and there's a list of some of our partners. So again, thanks everyone. Look forward to conversation.